raise your hand?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Ouch!
I expect you to volunteer.
Let me go! Mrs. Bradley, get Gladys off of me! Mrs. Bradley!
Oh, come on, Alice. I don't know.
I didn't dare raise my hand. Imogene would have killed me. She said, oh, I'm going to be marrying this play, and if you open your mouth or raise your hand, you'll wish you didn't. And I said, but I'm always married in the Christmas pageant. And she said, well, go ahead then. And next spring, when the pussy willows come out, I'll stick a pussy willow so far down your ear that it'll sprout there and grow and grow. And you'll spend the rest of your life with a pussy willow growing out of your ear.
You know she wouldn't do that.
She would too. Herdmans will do anything. You just watch. They're going to do something terrible and ruin the whole pageant. And be all your mother's fault. And it's always Charlie's.
Jane, Edna McCarthy, did you hear about the... Well, it must be Grace's fault somehow. How else will the 6 of them end up in a Christmas pageant when they ought to be in jail?
Vera? Irma Slocum, I just heard that Imogene Herdman is going to be married in the Christmas pageant. And is that a fact? All 6 of them? Vera, I live next door to that outfit. I'd rather live next door to a zoo. Has Grace gone crazy?
Betty, Diane Clossy. Did you hear? I can't believe it. The Herdmans. What was Grace thinking? I have got to call Helen.
This is Betty. Did you hear? I think Grace has lost her mind. The Herdmans in the Christmas pageant. They'll turn it into a circus. What are we going to do?
Where did they come from? Who let them in? Imogene Herdman? What kind of child is that to play Mary, the mother of Jesus? Where was Reverend Hopkins, I'd like to know? He was what? Visiting shut-ins? Well, I'm shut in and he wasn't visiting me.
I'm going to Reverend Hopkins for a piece of my mind.
If I'd been up and around, this never would have happened.
The car's over there.
Helen Armstrong's not the only woman alive who can own the Christmas pageant, and I've done the best I could under the circumstances. And now I'm going to make it the best Christmas pageant we've ever had, and I'm going to do it with the Herdmans. After all, they did raise their hands when nobody else did. And I don't care what other people are saying.
The car's over there.
And you're going to help me.
Does that mean
Yes, you have to go. Now the inn is going to be here off stage, and the shepherds will come in and gather around the manger.
Where do the shepherds come from anyway?
What's an inn?
It's like a motel where people go to spend the night.
What people? Jesus?
Oh, honestly, Jesus wasn't even born yet. Mary and Joseph went there.
Why?
To pay their taxes.
What? At a motel?
Shut up, Ollie. Everybody shut up! I want to hear her. Begin at the beginning.
The beginning?
The beginning of the play. What happens first?
Imogene, this is the Christmas story from the Bible. Haven't you heard the Christmas story from the Bible? Well, that's what this play is, so I guess I better read it to you.
Hey! I don't believe that. Do you? That they never heard the Christmas story?
Why not? They don't even know what a Bible is, and they've never been to church in their whole life. Till your dumb brother told them we got refreshments. Now we have to waste all this time for nothing. All right. There went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And Joseph went up from Galilee with Mary his wife, being great with child.
Pregnant! She was pregnant!
All right, everyone, that's enough. We all know that Mary was pregnant. I don't think it's very nice to say Mary was Pregnant? Well, she was. I don't think you're a mother. She said Mary was pregnant. It's better to say great with child. I'm not supposed to talk about people being pregnant, especially in church.
And wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in the manger, because there was no room for them in the inn.
My God, they didn't have room for Jesus?
Well, nobody knew the baby was going to be Jesus.
Didn't Mary know? Didn't he know? What's the matter with Joseph? He didn't tell them, her being pregnant and everything. What's a manger? Some kind of bed?
Well, they didn't have a bed in the barn, so Mary had to use whatever there was. What would you do if you had a new baby and no bed to put the baby in?
We put Gladys in the bureau drawer.
Well, there you go. You didn't have a bed for Gladys, so you had to use something else.
Oh, we had a bed. Only Ollie was still in it, and he wouldn't get out. He didn't like Gladys very much. Remember how he didn't like Gladys?
That was pretty smart of Ollie not to like Gladys right off the bat.
Anyway, a manger is a large wooden feeding trough for animals.
What were the wadded up clothes?
The what?
You said in there, wrapped in wadded up clothes.
Oh, swaddling clothes. People used to wrap up their babies very tightly in big pieces of material to keep them cozy.
So they tied him up and put him in a feed box. Where was the child welfare?
The child welfare is at our house every 5 minutes.
There wasn't any child welfare in Bethlehem.
Well, I'll say there wasn't.
And there were shepherds, keeping watch over their flocks by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the
Shazam!
What?
Out of the black night with horrible vengeance, the mighty Marvel.
I don't know what you're talking about, Gladys.
The mighty Marvel in Amazing Comics. Out of the black night with horrible vengeance.
This is the angel of the Lord who brought the good news to the shepherds.
Out of nowhere. Right? In the black night. Right?
Well, in a way.
Shazam.
Now, when Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east, bearing gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh.
What's that?
They were special things, spices and precious oils.
Oil? What kind of present is oil? We get better gifts from the welfare.
Was it the welfare? The wise men?
They were kings and they were
It's
sent
about
by...
time somebody important showed up. Since they're kings, they can get the baby out of the barn and tell the innkeeper where to get up.
They were sent by Herod, who was, well, he was the main king, and he wanted to find Jesus and have him put to death.
My God, he was just born. They're gonna kill a baby?
Can I be Herod?
There's no Herod in the play.
He's out to kill the baby, and he isn't even in the play.
Well, somebody ought to be Herod. Let Charlie be Herod. And he says, go give me that baby. And they say, all right, because he's the king and all.
Yeah, they don't do it. They go back and they get him.
I'm not going to be Herod.
There's no Herod!
No, Joseph gets the shepherds together and they go wipe out Herod.
Yeah.
I'm going in, and it's going to be me, and I'm going to get killed.
Herod, there's no Herod!
And I run away with the baby until the fight's over.
Yeah.
Somebody ought to fix the innkeeper. Gladys, you go wipe out Gladys. Anybody Gladys?
I'm an angel. Shazam!
Well, I wouldn't just hang out in the barn. I'd go get a room.
She said there wasn't any room.
Well, then I'd throw somebody out. I'd say, it's the middle of winter and I got this baby. Either get out or move over.
I'll go after old Herod.
Yeah!
I'd send the angel after him. She could just point your electric finger and turn him into a pile of dust.
Yeah!
Yeah, wait. What's the name of this play? Never said.
Christmas Pageant.
It's not the name. That's what it is.
I know the name. I know the name. I call it Revenge at Bethlehem.
Yeah! Good idea, Gladys. Fortunately, good idea.
Let's go get Herod.